This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so Lil Nas X was booked for misdemeanor battery on a police officer. He is currently being held in jail without bail after being seen in the streets of LA at 4 a.m. wearing only underwear, it looked like a diaper, and cowboy boots. He was later hospitalized for a possible overdose. And then, he cooled off in a cell. Listen, man, I think this guy's been on something for years now, okay? Let's be honest. He goes through, I don't know if he even knows who he is, okay? He came out as a cowboy, then he became a cheerleader. Who knows what's up with this guy? This guy was wearing a diaper walking around, He's confused. Maybe he took so much stuff that I don't know. Maybe he forgot who he was. Walking around in cowboy boots and a diaper? I mean, are you that desperate for attention, bro? Like, come on. Then we got... Yo, bro. I thought this was Mayor Lightfoot to begin with. What is Future doing? Future just doesn't care anymore. He looks like Mayor Lightfoot. Look at the new hairstyle he got. It's called the struggle style. But he's a multimillionaire. Doesn't even make sense. And this is Christian Rock's new boyfriend, Bino. Hood fame, Bino, or whatever his name is. He's putting a lot of money into PR now, and being with Christian Rock is his new, come up, okay, because they get posted more, because Blueface is in jail. He said that Christian Rock's baby is now his baby. That's going to be the son. Well, it looks like you. Look at the way this guy looks. They look just alike. They look just alike. This Bino guy, look at me. Hey guys, I'm a rich Bino man here. I'm with Christian Rock. Anybody who would willingly get with Christian Rock, knowing how crazy she is, you got to screw loose yourself. This is a straight PR move if I ever seen one in my life. And this is Soulja Boy's artist. So it's a violation on Christian Rock's part. It's total betrayal. And who cares, I don't care, Christian Rock was just staying at Blueface's house because she had nowhere to stay. And now she's with the ops. She's just a horrible person, man. All she does is do things for fame. Remember, she broke into Blueface's house, forced him into a relationship. And yes, you can be forced into a relationship. I've been forced to. It's almost like you feel guilted into a relationship. How about that? Is that better than being forced? But yeah, it's nasty work. Then we got Camron's. So Lance on Rivera. This used to be Big's manager, and Big wanted to sign Camron. If you didn't know that, Mace brought Camron to Big, and Big wanted to sign him. Then Big passed, and ran into Camron and started a label with Sony and signed Camron as one of the artists. And Camron dropped 2 albums there. Now, there was a lot of struggles there. Camron didn't get a lot of support. Camron wanted off the label at one point because he wasn't getting the support he needed. And Dame Dash had to facilitate that to get him off. But Camron made his mark. I was actually shocked when Oh Boy dropped because I was like, who's this on the radio? Camron sounded totally different, more relaxed on that album. So Lance on Rivera chose to go on the Art of Dialogue, and he's talking about Camron and different things, and it's different things about Camron. Not really dissing him or anything, but trying to keep it real about he should have done records from his first 2 albums in the Fire. Well, I forget what the first name of his album was, but is it called? I don't know. He was just saying something. He would have won verses if he did records from his first album, right? But he wasn't doing those, right? So then Camron was like, "Wait a minute, why is this guy talking about me?" So he says, "Yo, Lance on Rivera, you might be right, but I would keep my opinion to myself." Especially since I sent you $20K last year because you're homeless and you were sleeping on JB York's couch freeloading. I felt bad for you. You're too old to be homeless. Then asking me for connects, for book deals, movies. But I'll talk more about that on Talk with Flea. And don't try calling me either. You opened a can of worms again. So let me tell you more stuff that I've never said. And I don't want to hear nothing crazy. When a person help you out down bad, you should only be grateful and say, hey, yo, that's my man. That's what the cutoff says. So Lance saw this and reacts, all right? And he says, Mr. Camron, because you posted your ill feelings towards me and then took it down, my response, and blocked me, sucker stuff. I'll try another way. Yes, you did give me $9,500, not $20K like you claim, which I thought was a birthday gift, not a loan. But as I told you then, I appreciated it. If you want it back, let me know. And as to being homeless, my friend Jacob York, who has a $20K a month condo in Beverly Hills, graciously hosted me while I was in LA developing Fulton Street with Amazon Audible. And as it pertains to movie connections, I gave you the hookup. Check percentage credits. Let's do a talk with Flea for real. So Key Glock reacts to this, Hernandez getting off on all counts. Now, it looks like he's the only one that knew both of the guys that shot up young Dolph, right? He knew Jook, right? But they couldn't establish, I guess, good communication between Govan and the guys that did the killing, even though one of them testified, right? It wasn't enough for the jury, and they couldn't establish text messages with Jook. It seems like they covered all their bases on this if this is what happened. But he needs to leave Memphis now because some people are going to be mad that he got off because a lot of people know what the truth is. Obviously, in court, he's innocent, right? But the streets, probably he's guilty in the streets. So Key Glock responded and said, hey, my city failed me. My city failed me. But what's new, right? So that is what it is. And they released all the they shot Dolph up, bro. Look at all the marks where they got him. It's so sad. I wish that didn't happen, man. I like Dolph, and I think CMG was just super hating on him, man. And to a level of like beyond hate, Devin Haney, baby mom, calls him a liar. He recently took her to court and said that she's extorting him and it was a trick to get money at him, and she's trying to like defame him and all this other stuff. Well, she in a way is, because she's saying he put hands on her and all this other stuff. But, I think that he couldn't really get past that when she went and saw Young Thug when they were together, and she was like, oh, I miss you, be with me, please. And then she moved on to Devin Haney 100% at that point. Of course, she was messing with both of them at the same time, and then just locked down with him. He thought it was, that was it. But you got with a girl that likes to get with famous people, man, So, and Devin Haney loves to go to court, apparently, I guess. He took Ryan Garcia to court. But, it is what it is. We don't know what really happened between these two, honestly. But it was a little spooky. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. If you want to run ads on the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com. I appreciate you all so much. And there's only a few spots left for the ads. Take advantage. Only a couple more weeks of doing this. And I'm only accepting a certain amount of clients. Check me on the next video, guys. I appreciate you. Peace.